Good morning, everybody. It's Christmas baking season for me. Last night I made some cookies and some other stuff. Today I am making honey taffy. So I got my mixture in here. It's 3 cups of sugar, a cup of honey, a cup of whipping cream, a tiny bit of salt, which I don't put in, and about a tablespoon of butter. I think the butter just keeps it from foaming too much. And then what I do is I cook it with the candy thermometer to 275, stirring occasionally. Turn this on to on my stove, it's about number 6. So I let it, and then after it gets up that high, I put it in a pan like this with some butter. As you can see, we already did one batch of it. I need to clean this off. It's really hot to the touch, so you got to kind of let it cool. But you can't let it cool too much because it does set up pretty quickly. So the end product with it is this. We cut it, we pull it.
It's a 2-person job pretty much stretching this stuff because it cools fast, and if you don't get it done, then it doesn't really work.
And here's some other, they call them ropes and stuff, and it's not too bad. You want to try and cut it when it's a little bit warm, because if you wait till it gets too cool, it will literally shatter. They say to wrap it in wax paper, but it takes so long to do that. I got smart one year and bought paper cups that you use for muffins and muffin tins.
That works really good.
That works really good.
But it's really tasty stuff.
So I just wrap mine like this.
It's almost more of a hard candy than it is a taffy. When I think of taffy, it's soft and chewy. This stuff,
Saltwater taffy.
it's not really soft, but it's kind of soft. But man, it sticks to your teeth something horrible.
It's really good to do it, and then see, this is how I do that. It lasts a long time. So that's kind of what we're doing today, is making the honey taffy.
Okay, so what are the ingredients again?
So the ingredients are 3 cups of granulated sugar, 1 cup of whipping cream, 1 cup of honey, a tablespoon of butter. I use butter, not margarine, and a tiny bit of salt. It's such a small amount, I don't use the salt. So you combine all ingredients in a heavy saucepan, bring to a boil over medium heat. You need to stir constantly because you don't want it to burn. And continue stirring and cooking until mixture reaches a soft crack stage, which is about 270 degrees on a candy thermometer. So then you pour the mixture into a cool surface, which is a pan like this. And you want to put a little butter in there, and it kind of helps keep it from sticking, but it's really time sensitive. You can't go do something, you got to keep coming back and testing it to see if you can handle it. So, and that's what we're doing today. My Christmas presents to people, I made some baklava, I made some Scotties, which are made from peanut butter chips. I mean butterscotch chips and scotch and flour and stuff like that, and the honey taffy. I did remark to Gary the other day, I don't have a Christmas apron. I have all kinds of aprons, but not a Christmas apron. This one's reversible.
Yeah, we might have to do something about that.
Stuff. So that's
she has a whole collection of them.
But no Christmas one.
Yeah, she's got aprons galore, but none with candy canes and things. Here's one with peppers. That's close, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was funny. And I made caramel popcorn, which is just a regular, it's a lot like Cracker Jacks, except better.
Yeah.
So that's what I do a lot for Christmas for friends in the neighborhood. We do kind of a cookie candy exchange. This batch of honey actually goes to a friend of ours by Jack. Every year I give him some. That's what I give him for Christmas, is his honey taffy.
And he gets a whole batch because he's a pretty good guy.
We give him a whole batch. So right now we're right at 275. That's the point that you take it off the stove. Kind of move it over to the other burner because it's cool there. Take my thermometer out. Don't put your thermometer in really cold water. Let it cool off before you do that. I found that out the hard way. And then I really stir it real quick. I wish we had smell-o-vision to smell this. It smells so good.
It sure does.
So I kind of stir that boiling part down. And then I did put my pan here in the refrigerator for a little while, but once the thermometer hits 250, I take this out so it isn't quite so cold.
And it's greased up with butter?
It's greased up with butter. And then you pour it in. See the color it is? It's real light in color. Move it over there. Now all we do is just keep testing it to see when we can handle it. They say to butter your fingers. I've tried that. It doesn't work.
No, it just makes a mess.
It makes a mess. It like almost burns your fingers.
Yeah.
I remember growing up in Wisconsin, my mom, my brothers and I would make popcorn balls, and I can remember having to butter our fingers when we grabbed the popcorn out of the, once you pour the syrup on there to make them into balls. You'd be going back and forth like that with buttered fingers so your fingers wouldn't burn.
Huh.
That worked okay there, but on this instance it really doesn't. It's just, you
Yeah,
just gotta keep testing.
once this is cool enough, it's really hot, I won't use my finger, but if you poke your finger in there and it leaves a good dent, then it's cool enough. Right now it's really liquid. Okay, this is still too hot. You can poke your finger in it, but it closes up and it's too hot to handle still. Got to let it cool down. When you can make a hole in it that stays, that's kind of about what you want it to be.
So, this is kind of what it looks like when it cools. Let's see, you can do that. Now, this is real, you got to get this done really, really quick. I kind of pull it up from the edges and then start rolling it.
Yeah, you really can't dilly-dally with this now. It'll set up too fast and make things really impossible. It is a sticky mess.
Remember the episode of Lucy when she worked at the candy factory? She couldn't keep up with the conveyor belt. It's kind of the same thing. It's kind of,
Yeah.
except not quite as funny. So this is kind of what it looks like. And
Okay, so
then we divide it up.
what do you do with the cleaver? Oh, there it is.
There's clever cleaver.
Oh, you gotta. Oh, that'll work. Not a
Let's
very
see
big
how-
chunk.
See how sticky it is?
You want to keep folding it over. Try to get as much air trapped in there as you can.
And as you work it, the lighter it'll get, and that's what you want to see. I kind of twist mine a little bit like this. See how hard it's already starting to get in the pan.
Try to get some of that out of there. Mix that in, otherwise it sticks to the pan. You can't get it out.
Actually, I just stick it in my mouth.
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to eat it as you go.
Let's see how it's starting to turn a little lighter.
Yeah, the color difference is the air in it. The more air you get in there, the softer it gets. It's still kind of like a hard candy though. It's not like you think of a saltwater taffy or anything like that. It's like I say, it's like those Werther's candies. They're kind of considered a taffy, but they're not really a taffy in my opinion. They're more of a hard candy. Okay, that one probably good enough. Then you just make a big long
Rope.
rope out of it. Try and make it kind of even. Let's see, cut that in half. You don't really want these little skinny pieces because that doesn't make good size candy. Try and make them like a 1/2 inch or so.
It makes probably close to, I think, 4 pounds of taffy, more or less. And a lot of times I'll do this just to help. And you just keep spinning it like this all the way down. Somebody asked me one time if, because they were thinking of making some, but it's the sugar and the dairy she didn't want in it. And I told her I don't think you can make it without the sugar or the dairy. You might be able to use that stevia stuff, but as far as no dairy, I don't think so.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't know. I mean, I've never tried to make it any other way, and I don't want to make it different and have it not turn out. You know, you probably still could eat it, but it wouldn't be the same. And it may not set up either.
It's really sticky. You want to have clean hands. No skinning skunks before you make it.
No, no skinning skunks.
Trying to cut them once it's set up too much really doesn't work. They just shatter.
Yeah, this is, like I said, a very time-sensitive thing. You really got to work quick with it.
Yeah.
Of course, the dogs are all worn out from helping.
Dave Morelli called, wanted to know if I wanted to go get a cup of coffee. I'd like to if he's still in town, but I can't really go. This is a 2-person job because it just takes too long. It'll set up too quick, and if you're not speedy enough, it kind of ruins it.
And believe it or not, the cooler it gets, the more harder it is actually to work with.
Yeah. Okay, these have only been sitting out for a couple of minutes, but too soft is better than too hard because they don't, they'll just shatter. It's just not, it just doesn't work if they're too hard. But Cindy's phone rang, so she's in the other room, which means one of her cookies didn't make it. Uh-oh, she heard that. If you wait too long, it gets too cool, it just shatters. It's really doesn't cut very well. Makes a big old mess. Oops. My paper tore.
I fold mine like a taco.
Well, they don't stay together as well, but
And you do my tacos. My
yeah.
Anytime I've ever brought some to a party or somewhere, it's usually gone right away. But the stuff's terribly addicting.
It is.
So, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. And maybe next time we'll do fricassee of bird.
It is a loud squawking beast.
You know what's really funny though? She doesn't start doing this until we start doing something like this.
Yeah, you turn on the camera, she gets much louder. It's this yellow one right here. The gray one back in there, she's real quiet. She'll just want some, pretty much. Or what? She talks, the other one screams. Anyway, oops. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cindy says I'm going to get sick from eating all this, but that's okay.
Well, if I don't see you guys, y'all have a good Christmas and a great New Year. And watch out for the fat man.
Yeah, that's over here.